Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Black and White United Show. I'm your host Andreas. Thank you for tuning in. It's all happening. It's all happening with the trade, with people coming in, people coming out, people getting new appointments and new positions, and the last few hours have been ridiculous. I posted a video this morning, so I thought I'd do one now. I'm going to post this in a little bit. There could be further updates which make this video completely irrelevant, but as of this time right now, around early afternoon-ish, this is where we stand. Before we talk about trades, first of all, Jeff Browne has stepped down as president. He's not seeking re-election. This was expected. We all knew this was going to happen. Didn't expect something to come out this soon, but pretty much by the AGM later in the year, that you knew he was going to step down. The two people that I think are in the running, from what I've heard, is probably Barry Karp and Paul Licuria. I think Karp's going to get it, so I'm calling that here now. I think he's going to be the next president of Collingwood, and so be it. But first of all, and the only thing I'm going to say is, Jeff Browne, what an absolute legend. What a great president he's been in the last few years. He's taken us from a point where we looked pretty beaten up and stuff to the highest point on the mountain. Albeit this season wasn't what we wanted, but I still feel like we're making progress, which is there's no difference between missing the finals this year, in my opinion, making the finals and getting done like Carlton did in the first week. There's no difference there. Regardless if they played an extra game than us. Our coaching staff isn't going anywhere, so you look at the bigger picture and all the things, but Jeff Browne, I mean, I still think Eddie, and you don't have to agree with me on this, you can disagree, I think Eddie Maguire was the greatest president this club has had and probably will ever have, and he took us to this point. Forget Quarter, he was fucking rubbish, but Jeff Browne's taken us to extra heights, and now we're going to have someone like Barry Karp's going to come in, and he's just going to take us to the next level and be a long-term president. And that's something that I think this club is desperately sorting after. So we'll leave it at that. The next point is the most frustrating one out of the lot. Graham Wright is being appointed the new interim, or the successor for the CEO role at the Carlton Football Club. Now, you could have gone to back to Hawthorn, could have gone to Richmond, go to the AFL, go somewhere, but not there. Like, your legacy at the club, I just don't get why it would happen. And I mean, let's cast your eyes and think if going back to like my dad's era of following Collingwood, yeah, like this is from then till now, like Peter McKenna, Mick McGuan, Mick Malthouse. I had Mick McGuan when they wore that M&M light blue coloured strip of Carlton. That was shit. Fuck me, man. Anyway, then like Mick Malthouse, David Butterford. I mean, Sav Rocker as an assistant coach or your forward line coach. Dale Thomas, Alex Fasolo. I'm sure there's fucking more. I'm sure there's more. Oh, there is. Graham Wright. What else do you want? What else do you want? You might as well just fucking wear our colours and play in the Collingwood jumper if you're that desperate to be like us. Every time we have some sort of success, bang, Carlton, oh, we'll take that off you. Fucking generate something yourself. Like, do something yourself, but you can't. You can't. Whatever, man. Whatever. Anyway, it is what it is. I don't wish him all the very best of success. I don't care if it's good for him or whatever it is. That's just a fucking rat move. I don't know what was said between him and Craig Kelly, if there was. If he wanted the CEO job and Craig Kelly didn't want to give it up, he thought he was going to give it up and said, no, I'm staying. And I mean, there's that lingering in the background from whispers that we've heard and stuff. But I mean, that's just he say, she say bullshit. It could be true, could not be true. So I don't know. No one from the club is going to come out, and nor should they, really. But it is what it is. I personally think it's got something to do with Kelly's son getting delisted when Wright was list manager, but that's just me speculating. So don't take what I said word for it. It could be true, it could be false, it could have nothing to do with it, it could be everything. Who the fuck knows? So, but yeah, Jeff Browne, what a president of this football club. Thank you so much. And, you know, your health is more important than this. And I know you're not going to watch this video, but from a Collingwood supporter to the Collingwood board, thank you so much for everything that you've done. And now it'll be time for see this period out, and then we knuckle down for it coming into Christmas. So that's that. Now, the next thing. If anybody sees that fucking tweet on Twitter from Tom Browne, it's not his real account. It's a bullshit account. And always he's not going to Gold Coast for pick 13. So everybody, whoever sees that, can just shut up. It's not happening. There is a new race war coming up. I know that doesn't sound very good, but there is, and that race war is for pick 11. Apparently now they're eyeing off Fremantle's pick 11. How that happens, I don't know, but Collingwood and Carlton are doing just both of them are now warring for this fucking pick 13 from Gold Coast. No one's nominated any clubs yet. No one said anything. So I think everybody on social media and stuff like that needs to take a real fucking deep breath. The club knows what they're doing. We still, I believe, have our noses in front because we have what Gold Coast want and we have what Port Adelaide want. These two players want to get to these clubs. As I said in my last video, they've got to start pre-season. They've got to move into state. They've got to do their things. It's not going to drag on for too much longer. I think we're approaching the peak of all this bullshit now. And there is a high level of anxiety involved because if you look at our best 23 or a potential 23, which I've done one already without Houston, but if you do one with Houston in there on the half-back line, our team goes from up here to up here. And unfortunately, the same thing happens with Carlton. So you can see why, from a business perspective, take your Collingwood hat off, take your Carlton hat off, and just watch it from the outside. You can see that what both clubs are trying to do. Now, you look at where both clubs finished in the ladder. They're both very similar this season coming, and so you think this one player can change the whole dynamic of a football team for a starting 18 on the ground, for a starting 23. It's massive. It's absolutely fucking massive. I'd still think right now have our noses in front. So we're going to see all this stuff happen over the next 24 hours. Like I said it this morning, and a few hours later, fucking bang, it's all happening again. So we're going to take a deep breath. Everyone just needs to take a deep breath. Social media is going crazy. It's the silly season. Things are getting serious. There's other moves that we are also focusing on. There's the Adam Tomlinson thing. There's the Jack Hayes thing. That stuff will happen towards the end. I would be surprised if those deals come before the pick 13 deal. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, it's all fun and games. I thought I'd just post a video out there now. Leave your comments below and tell me what you think about who should be the next president. Tell me what your thoughts are on Graham Wright going to Carlton. Tell me what your thoughts are about this Dan Houston thing, if it's still happening. He hasn't nominated a club. Let's make that clear. Houston has not nominated a club. If he nominates a club, it's all over. And that club will get the pick 13, that club will go to Port Adelaide, and that club will do whatever that they can. So, is North Melbourne still in the race? Look, they have the best capital to go there and say, hey, listen, fuck them too, let's do whatever. I don't think that's going to happen because I don't think he wants to play there. And I think, and I would assume with a lot of confidence that Houston's turned around to Port Adelaide and said, I prefer not to go there, can you deal with another club, which is pretty much leaving us and Carlton. So that's that. There's nothing else more to report on it. We'll see what happens. Listen to trade radio, listen to whatever. But fuck, it's intense. It's really intense, but everyone needs to take a deep breath. The club is restructuring itself, but the one thing that we need to remember as Collingwood supporters, it is just so good to see. It's nerve-wracking and there's anxiety involved, yes. But it is good to see that the club is like, you know what? We're going for this. We are going to do everything we possibly can to make our football club better. And it's happening. We are going to make it better regardless if we get him or not. Am I still at the same level of confidence? Yes, because we've got what the other clubs want. So I think that pushes us just a little bit in front. And the fact that Carlton don't want to deal with their first rounder from this season, they want to take it to the draft, and they can take that to the draft, and congratulations, you can get whoever the fuck you want to get. But that's the key for us here, is they're not using that first pick now. They can trade their future first, future seconds to Gold Coast, but we've got what they want. We've got to remember that. Okay? So let's take a deep breath. Let's all relax. Let's listen. Let's let it unfold. But let's be happy that the club is like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to make our list better for the now and for the next few years. We're always going to go into the draft and we're going to pick up a gem here and there regardless of what happens. If you listen to the media and the fear-mongering that happens, you're not going to sleep at night. So don't worry about that type of stuff. I'm imploring everybody on Twitter, Instagram, whatever the fuck you do your shit on, let's just calm down. Let's calm down and see what happens. All right? Go the fucking Pies. We're making our list better. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you're feeling. Tell me how you're feeling in this fucking period. And call it as you see it. Go the Pies.